I am presenting an update of the Worthington's transition to the Common Core state standards for mathematics. As you recall, the standards as a whole are a vision for coherent mathematical education, and as such, the document of the standards is more than the sum of its parts. The major themes of the Common Core standards for mathematics means the standards are for all students. And the work of our teachers is to work together collaboratively as opposed to the isolation of the present day, to share best instructional practices which engage mathematically more of our students more of the time. This improves instruction. The framework of the standards is built on the standards for mathematical practice. Students are to develop these habits of mind as they journey through their math experiences starting in kindergarten through grade 12. How these mathematical practices look in kindergarten will be different, but lay the foundation for mathematical thinking through the strategically planned experiences as students move through the grades, applying appropriate content standards to this framework. There are three major instructional shifts in the transition to the Common Core. First is a greater focus on fewer topics. This allows more time for instruction to go deeper and build conceptual understanding. The standards progress in a way to allow for gradual building on prior knowledge. Second, the standards are more coherent. Students can link topics and thinking across grade levels. Mathematics is not a list of disconnected topics, tricks, or mnemonics. It is a coherent body of study made up of interconnected topics. This is a staircase of core concepts which build from previous knowledge. Third, there is a rigorous pursuit of conceptual understanding, procedural skill, and application. The three aspects of rigor refer to what happens in the classroom. Conceptual understanding means attention to how students understand concepts, which builds on prior knowledge and creates new knowledge to carry into future grades. Procedural skill and fluency means students are expected to have speed and accuracy in calculation, not just memorization without understanding. Application means students can correctly apply mathematical knowledge based on conceptual understanding and fluency. High school standards especially prepare students to practice applying mathematical ways of thinking to real-world issues and challenges. Modeling links classroom mathematics and statistics to everyday life, work, and decision-making. The standards progression are actual standards represented in a time progression. This diagram illustrates how the domains are distributed across the Common Core state standards. An example is operations and algebraic thinking in K-5 provides foundation for ratios and proportional relationships, the number system, expressions and equations, and functions in grades 6 through 8. Through a year-long study, the secondary staff chose the integrated pathway for our high school courses: Common Core Math 1, Common Core Math 2, and Common Core Math 3. This pathway best fits the direction our high school would like to go. At this time, grades K through 2 are fully implementing the Common Core state standards for math, using a Common Core aligned program called Stepping Stones, with grades 3 to 5 using the program next year when it is released. Grades 6 through 12 are developing courses for implementation in the next school year. This scope and sequence is a sample of how our courses may be arranged. As you can see with the variety of color in the diagram, the integration of all conceptual categories from the high school standards. Also, time is built in to do projects or units which emphasize the connections and interrelationships of the mathematics to other content. As we transition to the new standards for math, new names for courses and the new content is necessary. The names of the courses reflect the names given in the standards, and the course content is specifically designed. During the 2013-2014 school year, the new Common Core courses may not be pure courses, as students may be leaving a course that may have content now designated for the new course. The goal next year is to adjust the curriculum to avoid the repetition of content. As an example, students in grade 7 Algebra 1 will move to a geometry course where some additional topics from Common Core Math 1 may be added, so the students will be well prepared for the Honors Common Core Math 2 in 2014-2015. This is the year for the new assessments. The complete progression chart has been shared with teachers, guidance counselors, principals, parent groups, and continues to be adjusted to best reflect options for our students moving forward in our secondary program. In the 2014-15 school year, our students will be taking assessments developed by the PARCC Consortium. PARCC means the Partnership for the Assessment of Readiness for College and Careers. PARCC states are developing an assessment system comprised of 4 components. Each component will be computer delivered and will leverage technology to incorporate innovations. 2 summative required assessment components designed to make college and career readiness and on-track determinations. They will measure the full range of standards and full performance continuum. They will provide data for accountability uses, including measures of growth. 2 interim optional assessment components designed to generate timely information for informing instruction, interventions, and professional development during the school year. In English language arts and literacy, an additional required non-summative component will assess students' speaking and listening. This only applies to English language arts. For those who have been following the development of the PARCC Consortium, the governing board did make some refinements to the design based on the input by the PARCC states. As with the PARCC's initial design, there will be 4 components to the PARCC system. PARCC will develop all 4 components. The first 2 will be available for all PARCC states and districts to use and administer flexibly. The summative assessment components will measure the full range of the Common Core and the full range of student performance, including low and high performing students. They will include achievement levels that signify whether students are college and career ready by the end of high school and on track in earlier grades. They will produce summative data that can be used to make a variety of accountability determinations, including measures of student growth. The formative components will be designed to generate timely information during the academic year that can inform instruction, professional development, and supports and interventions for students. PARCC assessments will include 3 types of tasks, which include computer-based formats and hand-scored responses. Students will also have a performance-based assessment component similar to the familiar chickens and pigs problem. What is not covered in the Common Core state standards for math is that the teachers have the flexibility to create lessons and deliver instruction using best instructional practices tailored to meet the needs of their students. Differentiation of lessons and scaffolding for students will be necessary to allow all students access to the standards for which they will be assessed. Right now, teachers are leveraging our current resources to create courses which meet the criteria for the new Common Core courses with the financial situation that we currently have. Since the Common Core has been adopted by 46 or so other states, resources from those states are being shared and used in our new courses. The biggest challenges we face are providing opportunities for intervention for students who have weaknesses and gaps in knowledge, and the professional learning needed to make the changes in classroom instruction to maximize the instructional opportunities for all students. In closing, we need to realize that we need to deliver on these promises to our children. The teachers in Worthington are working to make these promises a reality for our students.